damn it, Bobby.
Stay tuned for homemade action figures AI packaging. So I have an important question for a lot of yarders. If you were offered a contract for your own made up promotion and got booked and trained for free and already had skill before training and got paid $5,000 every match and however many thousands of video, would you take the opportunity, or would you start messaging someone way younger than you, which you know is going to cost you in the long run? Today's story is about one of my childhood friends. His name is Bobby. His ring name Bobby Star. We started off as backyarders, and eventually he had money to, train to become pro and whatnot. And yeah, so this is it word for word. Check this out. Unfortunately, the following reads: man arrested accused of attempting to have sex with a teen. A 25-year-old man under arrest for attempting to meet and have sex with a 14-year-old girl, police said. Bobby Thomas was arrested after driving to an apartment complex in Canadian County where police said that he thought that he was meeting up with the 14-year-old girl. Instead, he met with Canadian County Sheriff's deputies. And this happens to be in Oklahoma. I'm not sure. I think, this is what I said to begin with. I believe that his parents had moved from Kansas to Oklahoma at the time because a lot of familiar faces that were in BYEW were originally in Kansas. And I have a buddy of mine that's actually from here who used to do a lot of matches with Bobby. The way that me and Bobby met, we were on this is like a backyard wrestling website. This is during the Wild West internet days. You could make your own freewebs.com, and it was a lot of juggalo wrestling groups and a lot of backyard wrestling groups in general. And, everybody got along and everybody shared messages and stuff. But the thing is, like I said, you have to know what you're doing. So, unfortunately, the story picks up right here. Check this out. This is part 2. Canadian County Undersheriff Chris West says that deputies said that you can never just be too careful. There's not a real child on the other end. It's an undercover deputy, but what we don't know is if these individuals already have victims prior behind them, West said. Thomas attempted to flee the scene before being arrested. He turned around and tried to get away and was attempting, and we had to go block the entrance to keep him from running, West said. After being placed under arrest, deputies say that Thomas says, well, now I'm a pedophile. Thomas is the latest in a slew of arrests made in Canadian counties, internet crimes against task force and children and so on. Fox 25 has covered a number of these arrests. Also, the following reads: an Oklahoma City man was arrested last week accused of trying to meet and have sex with a 14-year-old girl. Authorities said that Bobby Thomas, age 25, contacted someone whom he thought was a 14-year-old girl living in the Yukon area online February 18th and started a sexually explicit conversation. He and the girl continued this conversation via text messages and agreed to meet in an apartment complex in the Canadian County area. So the underage girl was an undercover deputy. Thomas drove to the Lynx Apartments near Southwest 15th Street and South Mustang Road on the 19th of February to take her back to his Oklahoma City home to have sex with her, officials said. Okay, so they said at least 105 of those people with the same exact crimes have been prosecuted with a 100% conviction rate. And then Bobby had the nerve to say, I knew that I was busted the minute that I saw the lights, and the deputies had already confirmed this is what he said when he was caught. This sad and disturbing but true story right here is you never know, you know what I mean? And it's not even about looks. You just never know who has evil tendencies to have time to do something like this. And honestly, even after the contract and everything, I forgot how it went. And you can't even blame the bookers. You can't blame none of the promoters for not wanting to accept him and for blacklisting him. And the reason I say this, I was actually a childhood friend of this guy, but you can't consider people like that friends because those are just monsters disguised as people. And it's crazy because this guy was basically almost like a hometown hero, like basically the young version of Terry Funk or whatever. And a lot of people looked up to Bobby, and we were always on the message board trading ideas, taking pictures of our weapons and, talking about being phased, how to be healed, all kinds of stuff. And it's just sad to see that friendship go away because he was a good dude before he turned into whatever the fuck this is, because that's uncalled for, and you can't respect something like that. You can't respect someone like that. And they had a lot of talent, including my former friend. And honestly, I just hope everybody's doing well, especially my homeboy right there getting hit. Chris had a lot of talent when he was young, but when he got trained and all that, he was even greater. But it's just crazy how that guy, like a lot of people brag on themselves getting promoted to become something. This guy turned his whole entire backyard fed into independent pro death matcher, and not all the matches were death match and hardcore, because like I said, he had skill. Bobby had mad skill, and they you got to know what you're doing and everything. But I can't like basically saying I can't be friends with someone like that. I don't support people who do stuff like that. That's just fucking disgusting. Anyhow, I thought I'd share that with the independent hardcore pro wrestling scene. And it's just crazy. You just never know. And it's crazy as fuck because it could be anybody close to you who's playing that facade who just might be one of those. But definitely worth talking about. And I know this happened years ago, but those victims have already been victimized, and the burn and the sting and the mark is still there. Stay tuned for more videos. Take care, everyone. This has been From Pro to Pedo. Peace.